See you at the curatorium.
All right then. So, what's the situation?
The rest of the team is still out working on their missions and evacuations, but we've decided to fill you in on the most crucial information first.
Sandrone, you were right. Columbina is most likely still alive.
That's the best news we've received in a while, by a long way.
Random locations. Appearing in reverse order? Are you serious? So not dying isn't enough for the moon goddess, huh? She has to show off too. Anyway, does this mean we can deduce her condition from the moon marrows?
Miss Androne, there's nothing wrong with simply admitting that you're happy to hear the good news.
I'm not. And she's the least of our problems. We're facing a huge crisis. If she can't control the flow of time in there, she's just gonna keep moving backwards. Different points in time won't intersect, and she'll never find a way out.
Let's say life begins with a drop of water. When did time begin? The moment this planet came into being? No, that's not right. Her final destination would be the moment at which the space she is in was created.
But it doesn't seem like we can influence that space from the outside world. So how can we help her? Also, if she's alive, Rerir and Thalindis might be too. But as far as we know, neither of them have come back out. That space may not have an exit at all.
I'm afraid I must concur with Miss Nefer in this.
Can't exactly argue with that. Let's leave it there for now. I've taken notes on everything you said.
Will it help with your research?
I doubt it's gonna help with breaking Dotori's energy fields. But who knows when it might come in handy. Better to have it all written down than try to remember everything when I need it. All right, I need to get back to my research. Mr. Albedo has made a lot of suggestions that will require my undivided attention.
Sure, I'll stay here. I have things to work on. Paimon, are you there? Oh, right. She went with Varka to Natlan, didn't she? Good thing we've moved her and the Traveler's luggage in here. Speaking of the Traveler, where could they be? There's a note from Paimon.
Paimon here. Not in at the moment, but if anyone needs to borrow her stuff or the Travelers, go ahead and help yourself. Paimon won't be mad. Also, Traveler, if you get back before Paimon, make sure to get some rest. Paimon misses you a lot, but put your health first, all right?
How sweet. Well, since you offered, Paimon, don't mind if I do. This is the Traveler and Paimon's luggage. All the items they use day to day are here. It's well organized. I wonder which of them is responsible for that. What do we have here? The camera captured a special moment that can only occur between people who are close to one another. You can really sense how the photographer feels about their subject. I wonder why this picture was placed outside. Is it because Paimon recently looked at it? This must belong to the Traveler. Perfect. I'll use this. Hang in there. We'll find you.
Polonia. Search keyword world formula and bring me all relevant books. Let's see. This one is on Tonki's sermon dictation concerning the apocalypse. I believe that the correct term for this is Fortuna. This was an ancient Romorian technology, a wisdom unparalleled. I never imagined that Romorian ideas would be so similar to the diagram I have named, the world formula. This is strong evidence that human civilization should gradually shed possibilities as it continues to explore and evolve. The end of humankind may well be upon us right now. The sparks of civilization shall run out, unless we consider introducing variables from outside the system. Variables. Surely that can only mean one thing. Descenders? Dottore likely captured the Traveler because of his descender status. But the Three Moons' authority comes from the world itself. Why would Dottore need anything beyond that? Where does this variable factor in? The world formula calculates the fate of an entire world. Introducing a variable would therefore give us... Polonia. Search keyword pathway and bring me all relevant books. Otonki Sermon Dictation. Explications on the Chemical Marriage. These titles are pretty esoteric. Observe and compute the pathway displayed in the guidance diagram. Deconstructing and reversing its effects could generate potential ideas. So, it's one of Renee's draft lectures. Deconstructing the pathway. I suppose that could lead to a breakthrough. This is so long. This guy sure loves showing off his knowledge. Polonia. Search keyword tree model and bring me all relevant books. Most of the experimental devices proposed by the Lilia Crucis Ordo are built based on the simple and basic logical structure of a tree model. Lilia Crucis. Guess they were trying to cover up the name of the Narcissenkreuz Ordo? When Duke St. Germanus departed, he said, "It seems that there's no going back." Alas, he is only a genius when it comes to machines. In all other things, he is but ordinary. Excuse me? I'm sorry. That's just ridiculous. What kind of book is this? Great Detective Herlock, the Alchemist and the Clockwork Saint? Isn't this a novel? Come on. Still, the author swears that they knew Renee well. Whatever. I guess it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Renee would say nonsense like that on occasion. Memory, wishes, souls, and persona. Frankly, this sounds more like occultism, but if Albedo vouches for it, I suppose there must be some alchemical basis to these techniques. The way Alain Guillotin saw it, the world was comprised of machines. The universe needed machines, and thus his technologies were created. That's why I was born. Renee? His full name was René de Petrichor, if I recall correctly. Sounds like he and the town must be intricately connected. That place was also the source of most of our information regarding Remurian civilization. Seems like some of his projects were based on their technology. The cutting of souls and storing them in vessels. These seemingly unrelated techniques underpinned Renee's research, assuming that the 4 orthants correspond to alchemical categories. The chemical marriage model? Elen would have scoffed at that. He never would have let those theories or parameters anywhere near his mathematical formulas. What was Elen's view on Renee? I know he mentioned the name, albeit very rarely. Oh, now I remember. Elen's old notes are here too. They mentioned Renee once. Renee seemed most out of sorts when he spoke to me. A lack of sweet foods has dulled his mind, I should think. Either way, his words are not to be believed. Yep, that sounds like Elen. My subordinates actually did a half-decent job digging out all these materials. Makes a change. Good for them. Some of Elen's old files are completely consistent with these records. He must have gotten them from the Tower of Gestalt. I never knew he got his hands on Renee's records that early. He may have kept them, but he never even attempted to use them. Didn't believe a word they said. Come to think of it, Renee's world formula was filled with calculations of constants. That shows he believed that the fate of the world to be predetermined. As for Elen... it's been too long. I forget what he said. What would he have said? A guy like him, fervent believer in machines, but not headstrong enough. The world can be changed. It is worth persevering. Yes, that's how he used to think at least. He created that procedure to save this world. Yet the scale of the world's fate proved too enormous. The result was beyond his ability to calculate. He died having never seen the outcome. And there I was, left behind in the ashes of his dreams. Did you really never take a close look at Renee's research? Or did you read it but deem his philosophy incompatible with your model? The very thought of trying to incorporate his ideas probably made you feel sick to the stomach. Well, don't worry. Because there's a whole new category of lunatic in town. Next to Dottore, every other madman looks sane. You once asked me what I wished for. Should have asked him instead. He's the one pining for things you'd sooner die than witness. Even the tiniest variable can make big waves in the present. Now then, allow me to put these incompatible fragments together in your stead. First, establish and verify the existence of the Great Circle. Absolute nihil on one end, absolute reality on the other. Now, search between these two extremes. Then, the construction criteria. Variables. The sparks of civilization shall run out unless we consider introducing variables from outside the system. Input variables. traverse the world, space-time, and civilization, then extract the essential nodes from the records to determine which variables they point to. The primordial power that differentiated itself from the void. The power of light. Yes, light. Records. Hyperborea. This is horrendously complicated. After all that, I'm still missing a few variables. I need to think this through again. How do you think it looks, Polonia? Like the frenzied scrawlings of a madwoman? Fine, keep it to yourself. It's not like you can talk anyway. I'll assume you gave it a passing grade. I jest. But true madness does often start with trying to save the world. What would Arlecchino and Columbina think if they saw this incomprehensible hen scratch? They'd probably have me institutionalized. So would Rosaline. She's been dead for a while now. When I close my eyes and think back, I can still see her face. And that enormous dress she used to wear. Such a bizarre choice. What possessed her? Oh, and the clack-clack of those heels used to drive me insane. No one's asking me, obviously, but I hope you all know that I never wanted to save the world. I'm not crazy. I don't have delusional ambitions, and that's a clinical fact. The world needs a solution, but I don't need the world's validation. It's the world begging me for answers, not the other way around. Oh, cookies to go with the tea. Let's see. They must be from that person who brought those documents. I see they're from Hotel de Boer. Something's written on the box. We are proud to present this homage to the Fortress of Maripede's fun-filled mill collection system. Fortune cookies. Have a lucky start to your day. Sounds like a dumb gimmick to me. Be early to bed and early to rise. Get plenty of sun and drink plenty of water. Then things will surely go well for you. What? Are you kidding me? Somehow I doubt that an early night and a glass of water is magically gonna save a world on the brink of existential peril.
Lady Arlecchino, word has reached us that Lady Marionette's troops are all in position. They are ready to act as soon as the order is given.
Excellent.
The only thing is, they are fewer in number than we expected. It looks like many of them must have lost their lives at the hand of the monsters released by the Doctor.
Can't be helped. Allow them to join our ranks and keep in contact.
As you wish.
It's been a while, Arlecchino. You look well. Did Dottore really have to build his lab right on the sole path between Snezhnaya and Krai? Had to go on a huge detour to stay out of its line of sight.
Sounds like an arduous journey. I assume you've brought word from Her Majesty?
Of course, all part of the job. Firstly, the Tsaritsa has authorized Fatui Internal Affairs to review Dottore's case. They will reach a formal verdict on whether he has turned traitor and whether he poses a threat to Snezhnaya. While they're working on that, I've been ordered to come and receive the refugees from Krai.
They are nearby. My team will escort you to them shortly.
Great. Aside from that, Her Majesty has a message for you and Sandrone personally. Huh? Where is Sandrone?
She stayed behind to work since I was making the trip anyway. It seemed sensible to have one person on standby at base while the other came out to meet you.
All right, guess that's just how she rolls. In that case, tell her that the Tsaritsa's decree this time is pretty awesome sounding. I think she'll like this one. Still, I wonder what... Wait, what's that? Did one of our troops turn into a monster?
Take him out. This is where you fall. Overruled!
Riptide! Ha! Bring it on!
Transfixed!
You've gotten stronger, Arlecchino. Nice.
Stop that right now. I appreciate the praise, but I am not fighting you today.
I knew it.
Attention, did you? Laid bare.
I can't believe it. He was a living, breathing human one moment, and the next...
Another fine piece of work by our dear colleague, I'm afraid.
What in the world has been going on in Krai?
A lot. But long story short, Dottore stole 2 moon marrows that should have belonged to Columbina, then built a 3rd moon marrow of his own to concentrate the Trilunar Authority in his hands.
What? What do you mean he built a moon marrow? People build roads and houses, not moon marrows. What's his next DIY project? He's gonna build a god?
You could stand to be less surprised.
We are harbingers. The work we are engaged in makes the creation of gods seem mundane by comparison. I tell everyone who asks that you once crossed swords with Rex Lapis while serving as a key supporter for Rosaline's plan. But right now, you're acting like a common adventurer.
Thanks for speaking up for me. Those two really took me for a ride back then. Then again, surely no common adventurer would manage to get tangled up with them the way I did. That's gotta count in my favor, right?
It almost sounds like you wish to repeat the experience. I might have to lower my opinion of you.
No. I'll stop talking. Please, go on.
Dottore is currently still experimenting with his newfound power in ways that continue to corrode the outside world. As for the human mutation, I believe this is simply a consequence of his experiments, and not a strategic move. That radiant beast was once a subordinate of Sandrone's. I suspect he was only allowed to live so that he could become an experimental subject. Also, those of us who fought Dottore have been afflicted with a curse. As such, I cannot leave Krai.
This is so much worse than I thought. No wonder Her Majesty's decree is so extreme. While these exceptional circumstances persist, the Harbingers are hereby authorized to use unilateral executive powers. Should Dottore pose a threat, Arlecchino and Sandrone are permitted to eliminate him.
My thanks to Her Majesty. I will pass these good tidings on to Sandrone.
Her Majesty has also declared that she will refrain from launching an attack on the now evacuated Krai due to the presence of unretrieved research material.
A wise decision.
By the way, how's my old partner doing? I'm assuming they're with you?
Partner? You mean the Traveler? I'm afraid I have bad news. He was captured after our failed assault in Dottore's lab. His whereabouts are currently unknown.
What? Why? Since when does Dottore have a bone to pick with him?
That is indeed the question. I'm not sure he does. He must have some other goal in mind.
This won't do. I have to rescue him.
You can't. We have no idea where the Traveler is.
What am I supposed to do then? Stand here twiddling my thumbs?
Sandrone is working on it. The best thing you can do right now is complete your mission.
Fine. I guess I'll leave this to you then.
One last thing. Tell the Rooster to get the message out to the gods and citizens of every nation in Teyvat. Beware. An uncontrollable pollution is spreading forth from Krai. The source of that pollution is a madman drunk on the success of his experiments. The Fatui and our allies will endeavor to contain the threat. However, if Krai falls, things are likely to escalate. Considering Dottore is one of our own, all Fatui stationed in Krai consider it our duty to stay and fight him to the bitter end. Whatever the cost.
Hey, don't be too pessimistic. If it comes to it, I'm sure Her Majesty won't stand by and do nothing.
I hope you're right.
You're right on time.
Thanks. Hey, do you think I'll get that gliding exam exemption? I made sure I was on my best behavior in Mondstadt. I landed well outside the city and walked in through the gates.
I'll help you apply, don't worry. For now, let's see what we have here.
What are the doctor's energy fields even made from? The usual attract and repel principles that govern Kuvaki don't seem to apply to them.
They are very mysterious, but ultimately, they appear to be comprised of energies from the three realms. Thanks to research by Master in the Hexen Circle, we know that Teyvat's 7 elements are derived from the more primordial power of the Light Realm, which is antagonistic with the power of the Void Realm. Since you have the power of the Dragon Durin within you, I'm sure you can already tell that this energy field contains no abyssal energy.
That's true. It's not abyssal energy, it's something pure, wild, and untamed.
I've been thinking about something. Do you still remember the device that Dory supplied from the academia when you and Miss Columbina fought Raria? That was one of the most marvelous feats of ingenuity I've ever seen. The design, the craftsmanship, the material selection. I couldn't fault any of it. Not to mention the operating principles. Surely the most ingenious feature of all. Dory didn't go into detail on how it functions, but I have a working theory. The clue was that Miss Columbina was somehow able to use the pyro energy that you provided, despite the fact that, as a moon goddess, she should only be able to use light realm energy in principle. Now, all elemental energy is, of course, derived from light realm energy to begin with. Hence, I suspect that the device works by restoring elemental energy to its original state. This presumes a theoretical model of the 7 elements akin to that of light refracted through a prism. Perhaps it is no mere analogy. Maybe there is indeed a prism in this model. I almost wonder if the idea for the device was conceived based on direct observations of said prism. It would explain how such an ironclad design concept was achieved. It is at once a masterwork of engineering and a groundbreaking application of the Academia's latest elemental theories. I suspect only Lesser Lord Kusanali herself could have devised such an ambitious technology. But back to the energy field before us. If this is pure light realm energy, its relation to elemental energy is one of integration versus division. Or you could say that the former contains the latter. Could this mean that elemental energy can dilute the power of the light realm?
Should we give it a try?
We should.
Ha! It works!
Clear signs of disruption were detected at the periphery of the energy field. This indicates that elemental energy can disturb or even negate the field. Now you try.
All right, here goes. It's working!
Switch to abyssal energy and attack again. No surprises there. Abyssal power drains the energy field to a significantly greater extent. I now feel confident in asserting that the energy field is indeed pure light realm energy, and that elemental energy can dilute it.
But the energy field is huge. How much elemental energy will it take to neutralize it?
We don't have to neutralize it completely. We can try other approaches. That's all for theory. Would you like to continue watching?
So you knew I was here.
Huh? When did you get here?
A while ago. But Albedo sounded like he was working on his thesis defense back there. Back in Sumeru. You can end a person's whole career by interrupting them mid-speech.
Very thoughtful of you. I'm truly touched. Could I ask you to lend me a hand?
With what?
A little test. Try using Anima to unleash a concentrated assault with circular blades, with the goal of breaking through at a singular point.
Nice! This time it tore through the field.
Tremendous. This is a major breakthrough.
Should we go through?
We probably shouldn't risk having mutually antagonistic energies in such close proximity. Durin, you stay here and watch the entrance. Hat Guy and I will go in to investigate.
Sounds sensible to me. Keep your eyes peeled, Durin.
Don't worry, I got this. You two be careful in there. Just give me the signal if you need help and I'll dive right in.
What do you mean, signal?
It's based on a new alchemical concoction I developed last month. When 2 bottles of it are smashed on the ground together, they emit a blinding burst of light. If it comes to that, remember to shield your eyes with your hat.
Glad I asked. Thanks for the heads up.
Like I thought. Beyond a certain distance, we can't see the opening where we came in. Maybe that's to prevent people from escaping.
Sounds like Dottore style to me. Not much has changed. Things are basically the same here as they were before the energy field appeared.
They have no heartbeats and they're not breathing. We can only assume they're dead. But there are no visible wounds. Also, there's an animal squatting next to each body.
It's watching us. That's not an animal's gaze.
What are you trying to tell us?
Doesn't seem eager to talk. I guess maybe it's just an animal after all.
Let's keep looking around.
Same situation everywhere. Not a living soul in sight. Just countless bodies with animals standing watch over them.
Well, I think we can safely rule out the possibility that they're all pets.
Is skirting around the topic your way of showing consideration for other people's feelings?
Just being cautious. I don't doubt that you can handle the truth.
Careful.
Please. Help us. Please.
Over there, I hear a voice.
Please. Help us. Please.
What happened here?
I don't know. Suddenly, everyone collapsed. Then my line of sight got lower. I still have some of my senses left. I gotta get out of here.
It looks like there's a huge experiment going on inside this energy field.
I don't know. Suddenly, everyone collapsed. Then my line of sight got lower. I still have some of my senses left. I gotta get out of here.
Maybe each energy field is its own giant experiment. Vile.
He's swapping human minds with those of animals. Even without the other circumstances, this would be an extremely radical experiment. Those people may have lost their sense of selves, but they are not fully animals either. If they were, they would have left. But instead, their instincts are driving them to remain by their dead bodies.
We should go. No sense in sticking around here longer than we need to.
Agreed.
You're back! Everything okay?
We saw some things that take a strong stomach. Otherwise, we're fine.
We should share our findings with the others.
Yes? Who is it?
Miss Nefer, it's me, Albedo. We found a way to break through the energy fields. With enough control, it's possible to tear them open using elemental energy. Also, we managed to take a look inside. Dottore is carrying out his cruel experiments on an immense scale. Any residents who have failed to evacuate in time will likely meet a grisly end.
Sounds like he's living down to our expectations.
Might I ask how things are proceeding on your end?
I'm just about to get started. I'll be in touch once I have a result.
Understood. Stay safe.
I will.
Well, Nefer, I'll link up with you once my tasks are complete.
What makes you think I'd need you to do that?
I'll need it. And considering the way you approach certain matters, I think you'll be better off with me present.
Let's begin. Entering simulation mode. A vast wasteland. Is this the Traveler's inner world? I was expecting something more vibrant, to be honest. Wait, someone's there.
What are you looking at? In that case, I'll look at it with you. I want to know all about everything you've seen and experienced. Is there somewhere I should return to? Or should I stay here and be the hero everyone says I am? I don't dislike my current life. Roaming the land, fighting battles, accomplishing missions, earning a living, looking after Paimon. It's not so bad. I guess the only thing that's missing is that you're not here with me.
This is the conscious layer, which contains a person's true feelings. It is filled with both longing and kindness.
I suppose anyone who lives long enough ends up wishing for someone who can't be there. Maybe it's the only way we can feel truly alive.
Time to delve a little deeper.
Nuttertown is hardly the optimal choice for a place to live, but it has character and a reasonable population density.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, don't be nervous. I was just thinking where might make a good starting point for your journey. Perhaps I should send you further afield. Conria, perhaps.
Conria ceased to exist long ago.
Once again, you fail to understand the possibilities that the Tri-Lune creates. Anything that has existed in the past, I can now recreate. You simply do not wish to see that happen. That might be because you miss your sibling and fear getting answers that you are not ready to learn. But this is not for me to judge. If we are to collaborate, we need to maintain an amicable relationship. In a moment, you will be able to...
Oh no.
What are you... What are you gonna do?
Don't move. Something unwanted has crept into... Oh? Gone as quickly as it came.
Did you save me?
If I hadn't cut the connection, Dottore might have caught you from the other side and destroyed you. This was a good idea, but once is plenty. You were exceptionally brave. Excellent work.
Thanks, but now's not the time for that.
Albedo speaking.
I think I know where he is.
What is this endless darkness? I can't see anything, even though my eyes are wide open. But why? What happened?
Ah, sorry about that. I take it you didn't notice. Just now, a friend of yours took a little peek into your mind.
Could it be Nefer? How did she do it? Did she use something as a medium to connect to me?
Do you think she's aware of your current circumstances? Oh dear. Have I stunned you into silence? I only wanted to slow down your time a little so I could stop your intruder in her tracks. It would have been nice to capture the spy. I must say, I'm finding the ability to adjust the flow of time rather intriguing. The moment you closed your eyes, time seemed to grow impossibly viscous, didn't it? A whole month passed before you opened your eyes again, but only for you. No one else was affected. I dare say this is something only a god can achieve.
Point taken. You've proven once again that you have god-tier powers.
Oh, you misunderstand. This wasn't about proving a point. I was testing things out. I find I learn best by doing, and I have to admit, time is not the easiest dimension to control. I only wanted to make you sleep for a short while, but it ended up lasting a whole month. Clearly some finesse is required to wield the authority over time as I wish. I hope you're not angry with me. It was only a month's discrepancy, nothing too serious. Had I been off by a year, a decade, or even a century, that would have been quite a different story.
You could have frozen me for millions of years. So much for collaboration. You aren't showing much sincerity.
Millions of years? To what end? I wonder if you don't understand humans all that well. They are very pragmatic creatures who understand only that which they can perceive with their senses. If I had you sit here for a week, I imagine people might sympathize. But if I left you here for 100, 1,000, or 10,000 years, the sheer size of that number would cause it to lose all meaning to them. They would not have the capacity to comprehend your suffering, and thus they could not empathize. Unfortunately, while gods do exist in Tevat, it is ordinary humans that account for most of the population. Their lifespans are so limited, their bodies so fragile. Did you ever really hope that they could begin to understand someone like you? Your long life and unique origins make you fundamentally different from them. How long will it be before they start to treat you like the alien you are? Before you are ostracized, outcast?
Alien?
Even I feel bad for you sometimes. This world has made you into a slave. So many times you have served its will, and not once have the powers that be ever thought to grant you the one simple thing you wish for. You have been treated most unfairly. I can change that. I will grant you special privileges and give you back the status you rightly deserve as a descender.
I've entered the past 3 times at this point, but I still have so many questions. For instance, beyond each point being further back in time than the last, what determines the specific locations at which I can make entry? So far, the common thread linking all 3 scenarios is that the Traveler has been present. But it's more than that. I know I sensed something familiar around him. What was it? I'll keep this question in mind as I carry on.
Humans, you never change. Always trying to use powers you neither comprehend nor control.
This looks like Star Sand Shoal. Was this before Rerir regained his physical form?
You've messed with the cannon again, huh? Sorry, but this round's not gonna go your way.
The cannon. That's right. I was at Silvermoon Hall and I sensed an abnormal Kuvaki fluctuation coming from Nasha Town. And right after that, came an ominous power emanating from Star Sand Shoal.
My body was once torn into countless pieces and hurled into the swirling chaos of time itself. But even so, my life and will were not extinguished.
I wonder if I could try to prevent his resurrection. But how would I do it? What can I do, here and now?
Traveler! Behind you! Look at that light!
No, I won't make it in time. He's using the Kuvaki shield, like I taught him. Is he going to use it to block the cannon's beam? He's strong. I'm sure he can manage. But the force released when the beam impacts the shield might lead to collateral damage. Easy Island. The Frost Moon Scions will be exposed to lethal levels of Kuvaki.
A question, if I may, kind Miss Columbina. When the cannon's Kuvaki beam was deflected earlier, I saw several bolts of energy streak toward Hisi Island, only to be blocked. Did you also have a hand in that?
Maybe that really was me after all. Well, future me. But I don't know if I have enough power left.
Siki sato pasa sax niti ipotofutos.
There's no time.
Osestikos paratini tirantur risuiku, to pirto aithion feraton.
I have to make it. Oh, Frost Moon. Oh, great land. Oh, slumbering moonlight of Not Krai. If you can hear me, if you can sense me.